A federal judge has preliminarily approved the major settlement won by Latino workers who were flimsy and harassed in a discriminatory workplace raid back in 2018. Attorneys announced Wednesday. Tennessee Outlook reported earlier this is that the federal government had agreed to settle with workers who'd been targeted during a raid at the Southeastern Provision Slaughterhouse in Tennessee for $1.2 million. This agreement, stemming from a class action lawsuit filed by more than 100 workers, still had to buy a preliminary thumbs up from the money, which legal advocates said they re on MP3. Michelle LaPointe, senior staff attorney with the National Immigration Law Center, said that the historic settlement, once finalized, will provide a measure of justice to dozens of Latinx workers who bravely fought back when federal agents violated their rights. Related story. Federal government to pay $1.2 million to Latinos targeted in discriminatory slaughterhouse raid. The plaintiffs allege that armed U.S. Department of Homeland Security (SP) and Internal Revenue Service (IRS) officers illegally targeted the Latinx workers for detention, excessive force and false arrest. User release said, it was the largest workplace raid in nearly 10 years, and one where agents had boasted about rounding up Latino workers before any raid had even taken place. Their white co-workers were left alone. Surveillance video later showed at least one Latino worker being violently assaulted by a federal agent. Under the settlement agreement, $475,000 will be split among the small group of Latino workers who initially launched the litigation. $550,000 will be divided among the remaining class members, with the Tennessee Outlook estimating that they would receive between $5,000 and $6,000 each. The remaining amount is expected to thanks to Install and the Southern Poverty Law Center, which represented the workers in general. Federal immigration officials have also said that their membership in the lawsuit can be included in any bidder for immigration relief. The statement said, a final approval hearing is expected in February 2023, lawyers said. The release noted the precedent-setting nature of the class action lawsuit, saying it was paving the way for class-wide relief for the unlawful policing and racial profiling alleged in the lawsuit. The Justice Department had unsuccessfully fought the class action designation in an attempt to force victims to have to file individual lawsuits. A great expense and break. It's a testament to the power of a community who, rather than cower, came together and then, on the face of the previous administration's hateful campaign to demonize and instill fear in immigrant communities. LaPointe continued. We are pleased with this important step toward achieving justice for our courageous plaintiffs, and look forward to continuing toward resolution in their case. Meredith Stewart, senior supervising attorney at SBLC's Immigrant Justice Project, called the settlement a historic moment for immigrant workers in America. The Latinx workers took a stand against federal agents targeting them because of their reviews. Stewart said, this unprecedented settlement, once finalized, will show law enforcement officers that there are consequences for unlawful policing and racial profiling, even when aimed at low-wage immigrant workers. The resolution of this case restores a measure of digging to the key and purchased the rights of all controls in this country. Public policy polling. Tom Jensen joins us on the downballot to explain how his firm weights polls to reflect the likely electorate. Why Democratic leads in most surveys this year should be treated as smaller than they appear. Because undecided voters lean heavily anti-Biden. Access. The surprisingly potent impact abortion has instructions on moving the unit with voters. Despite our deep polarization, embedded content-related stories. Judge unseals video showing agent assaulting migrant worker, saying, transparency is necessary. No white workers were arrested. Court approves class action status for Latinos targeted in raid. ICE's workplace raids have devastated workers for Max. Biden admin says these sweeps will now end.